Jin turns to Lin, raises his staff threateningly, and asks if he wants to fight. Cao Cao gets between the two, snapping at Jin to fight later and focus on the trial first. Jin reveals that whenever he finds Lin's summon looking at him, he gets an eerie feeling like he will die. Suddenly, Cao Cao sprints forward, announcing that the trial has begun and instructing everyone to get to the island. Cao Cao reminds the others that their target is the mermaid dungeon and tells them to avoid fighting monsters on the way if they can. A while later, on their way, they reach a stream infested with a monster. Followed by a small ripple on the surface, the massive level 19 monster lunges out of the water, looking down at Cao Cao. The monster then lunges at Cao Cao, swallowing half her body in its mouth. At that moment, Yi jumps behind the monster while a massive fireball hurls toward it from the front. The fireball slams into the monster as he slits its throat from behind. With this monster dead, more begin appearing. Cao Cao informs the others of the approaching level 21 monsters and instructs Miaoyu to handle them while the group charges to the island's center. Miaoyu uses Windbind to summon a massive tornado and tells the team to hurry, assuring them she will take care of the monsters. 20 minutes later, the team encounters more monsters blocking their path. Looking worried, Cao Cao asks if they stand a chance against the monsters, while Miaoyu points out they are all level 22, higher than her level. Cao Cao knows charging straight ahead will get them surrounded, but clearing the path slowly will take at least an hour and make them fall behind significantly. Lin steps ahead and offers to deal with the monsters. Jin smirks and mocks Lin for being level 17, asking what he will do and tells him to keep hiding behind women. Ignoring Jin's comments, Cao Cao asks Lin what he plans to do, and Lin says he will distract the monsters with his skeleton warriors. Cao Cao thinks it might work and, smiling, tells Lin it's all up to him. As Lin instructs the skeleton to charge forward, Cao Cao is surprised to see its fast movements. Once the path is cleared, Cao Cao shouts at her team to hurry forward and they begin sprinting. When they reach far from that place, Lin recalls his skeleton and Cao Cao praises Lin for his actions. Jin asks why Lin didn't use this technique before, claiming they could have reached the mountain by now. Jin then tells Lin it's his summons doing the work and calls him trash. Suddenly, Miaoyu spots something and bellows at her team to run. Hundreds of monsters charge at them as if fleeing from something, and Cao Cao shouts for everyone to retreat. Cao Cao points out that the people from the country Y, the Shikigami summoners, are ambushing them. A Shikigami summoner shoots two small figures engulfed in flames forward. Those figures turn into two massive demonic creatures, one resembling a bull and the other a horse. Miaoyu asks why the summoners are doing this, and Cao Cao says it's to stop others from going up the mountain. The Shikigami warrior rides on the demonic beast and laughingly claims the mermaid dungeon belongs to his great country Y. People from other countries shout that it's despicable for the Shikigami summoner to use such tricks to win. Cao Cao asks Lin if he can use his summons to drive the monsters away, but Lin points out that his summons are useless against the hundreds of monsters. Nevertheless, Lin still sends one summoner forward to drive some of the monsters away, leaving 2/3 of them behind. Lin summons another skeleton and commands it to lure some of the remaining monsters away. Seeing the skeletons drive the monsters away, the people there seem impressed and praise Lin. Lin summons yet another skeleton and seeing it, the people begin thanking Lin for his help. Two guys, pleased with Lin, offer to take him on the next dungeon raid, while Jin looks annoyed at seeing Lin receive the glory. The Shikigami warrior notices the people have caught up and is surprised they made it across such a large number of monsters. So he tells the archer stationed above to get ready to stop those people from advancing. A second later, lots of arrows come flying towards the people. Mages among them quickly summon protection shields to block off the arrows. Yi says that the chase has begun and expresses she isn't worried with Lin and his skeletons around her. After the first round of clashes finishes, the people begin discussing that the situation is dire and they are in need of a powerful mage. Jin tells Cao Cao that he wishes to join the other team. Miaoyu and Duan Gao tell Jin to think over what he is saying as Jin strongly points out that either he or Lin will leave the team. Disappointed, Yi tells Jin that he is really something. Jin is certain that Cao Cao will definitely keep him and kick out Lin. However, Cao Cao tells Jin he can leave the team if he wants. Jin is bewildered when Cao Cao declares that he can leave the team instead of Lin Maoyu. Jin points out that if he leaves the team, then Cao Cao and the others won't be able to get into the creation seminary. Cao Cao says that won't be the case and reminds Jin she is an 11th knight and can't fulfill his every demand. So Jin turns away and leaves the party, telling Cao Cao she might regret her decision. After Jin is gone, Lin Maoyu tells Cao Cao they should enter the dungeon now, but Cao Cao seems unsure. He also presses on and requests Cao Cao to enter the dungeon, but Cao Cao asks how they can do that. Miaoyu and Duan Gao also decide to follow Lin Maoyu into the dungeon. Cao Cao hopes they can retreat if things go bad, but is unable to understand why he trusts Lin Maoyu so much to follow him blindly. A while later, all of the teams arrive at the dungeon's entrance. The members from Y Country, seeing others there, warn them to get lost, telling them they aren't allowed near the dungeon. However, the other teams decide not to get pushed back down and get ready to fight Y Country if necessary. Smirking, Jin thinks these teams are looking to die messing with Y Country. The Y Country's summoners summon one of their demonic beasts, which lunges at the other teams. Cao Cao raises her shield to defend while Lin Moyu raises his hand and summons his skeletons. In just a second, an army of skeletons appears. Seeing so many skeletons, Cao Cao and Duan Gao are shocked, while Miaoyu notices that the skeletons are blocking all the attacks. The Y Country's summoners are also open-mouthed in shock as they shout, asking how one person can summon that many at once. Seeing Lin Moyu's team about to enter the dungeon, the Y Country's summoners lunge forward to stop them. Lin Moyu chooses the nightmare difficulty, and before the Y Country's summoners can stop him, he disappears into thin air. Having failed to stop Lin Moyu, the Y Country's summoners clench their teeth in fury. Meanwhile, Lin Moyu and his team all get teleported inside the dungeon. Cao Cao looks at Lin Moyu through the corner of her eye in doubt. He assures Cao Cao to relax, saying Lin Moyu's skeletons are powerful, and Cao Cao smiles, promising to do her best to block the monsters. Miaoyu agrees to heal Cao Cao while Duan Gao claims he will give his blessings to the team. At that moment, Miaoyu and Duan Gao receive a shock as they get EXP points out of nowhere. It seems Lin Moyu's skeleton has slain a monster in one shot, providing the EXP to everyone there. Lin Moyu advances with his skeletons to look for more targets, while Cao Cao wonders how they managed to kill the nightmare-level monster in one shot. Grinning, Yi reminds Cao Cao that she did say Lin Moyu's skeletons are powerful and tells the others to hurry along after Lin Moyu. Duan Gao, still in shock, says he is still trying to digest the situation as Cao Cao tells him to just hurry up and follow. The skeletons use the Rage Strike skill and slaughter more monsters. Cao Cao claims that it's the first time she is so relaxed clearing a dungeon as before she would be on the front lines defending her teammates. Duan Gao notes that they are not needed while Miaoyu says there's nothing for them to do. After a while, the team reaches a dead end. Yi notices a monster and tells the team to look below. 100 feet below, the level 23 monster, Merfolk Queen Serpent, with very high attributes even more than Lin Moyu's skeletons, is resting. Cao Cao offers to aggro the monster, but Lin Moyu says there's no need. He commands his skeletons to jump down to engage the monster in a fight. The monster sees the incoming attack and uses the lash skill to dodge the attacks. Cao Cao points out that the monster is too agile and asks what they should do. Lin Moyu assures her not to worry and uses the slow curse skill on the monster. This skill causes the monster's speed to slow down significantly. With its speed slowed down, the skeletons jump onto the monster's body. Cao Cao notes that Lin Moyu has powerful summons and even curse-type skills and wonders what more he can do. The monster uses the Death Strangle and coils its body around a skeleton, crushing it. It then opens its mouth and shoots venom as Lin Moyu points out that his skeletons are undead, so the venom won't affect them much. After an intense battle, the monster's body is a mess, with swords pierced everywhere on its body. Cao Cao is astounded as she realizes the monster has been defeated. Catastrophic Necromancer Chapter 19. Duan Gao is shaken at receiving so much EXP without having done anything. Cao Cao instructs the team to follow Lin Moyu, and points out that the final boss will be the Queen of the Merpeople. As they make their way forward, Yi closes her nose, saying she smells a strong fishy odor. A while later, the team can see a massive palace etched between sharp rocks within the dungeon. Guarding the palace are a large number of Merpeople guards. Cao Cao counts the guards to be 60 in total, all of them enhanced elite monsters. Lin Moyu thinks that the more monsters there are, the better it is. Without waiting any longer, Lin Moyu directs his skeletons at the guards, and Cao Cao warns Lin Moyu to be careful. The elite mare soldiers notice the skeletons coming at them. A fierce battle breaks out between the skeletons and the mare soldiers, with both sides ready to use their skills. Yi gives a concerned look as the other patrols rush to help the mare soldiers, and Lin Moyu raises his hand, telling her to cover her ears. Yi puts both her hands over her ears and closes her eyes. Cao Cao and the others are shocked as they begin receiving a large amount of EXP, wondering what just happened. As more EXP flows in, Cao Cao asks what powerful skill Lin Moyu used to achieve this. Suddenly, the palace door begins opening. Through the door, the Queen of the Merpeople, a boss-level monster, walks out. Yi looks at the Queen in awe and says she is beautiful. Lin Moyu recognizes the Queen is enchanting Yi and grabs onto her hand. Lin Moyu uses the clear-headed skill to block the Queen's enchantment, and Cao Cao is surprised to see he is unaffected by the spell. Snapping back to her senses, Yi asks what happened to her. Miaoyu, shaking with fear, says the Queen enchanted them all and that if Lin Moyu hadn't acted in time, they would have been wiped out. The Queen begins channeling her power around her. Suddenly her face contorts, her eyes turn red, she summons her trident, and uses the fearsome shriek skill, emitting a high-pitched noise. Cao Cao uses her shield to block the queen's attack, noting that based on the queen's attributes, it should take at least an hour to defeat her. Cao Cao also believes, with such high stats, the skeletons will not be able to stand against the queen. She compares this situation to a pack of wolves trying to attack a fierce lion. The queen raises her trident and throws it towards a skeleton. Hit by the trident, a skeleton gets destroyed instantly. Cao Cao instructs Duan Gao to buff them and prepare for battle, and he replies that he understands. However, Lin Moyu says it's not needed as he raises his hand, using the slowing curse. This curse hits the queen, slowing her movements. The queen attacks again and sends massive bellowing waves at the skeletons. The skeletons get caught up in the waves, causing 12 of them to get destroyed at once. Seeing this, Cao Cao begins sweating in fear and tells Lin Moyu to command the skeletons to retreat. However, instead of retreating, Lin Moyu summons all of the remaining 87 skeletons. The army of skeletons then advances toward the queen. Cao Cao and the others are open-mouthed in shock, seeing this many skeletons spawn at once. Yi admits that Lin Moyu has become stronger, exceeding all her expectations. As the skeletons approach her, the queen gets ready to counterattack. She uses the Tears of the Queen skill, creating a powerful, swirling blue energy attack that seems to tear through the skeletons with great force. Miao Yu gives a concerned look, saying she can't counter the queen's ability, but Lin Moyu assures her not to worry. Suddenly, the queen begins to bleed from her eyes as the skeleton's consecutive attacks hit her, and she dies just like that. The Tear of the Merpeople appears before Yi, who says the trial is finished and they are one step closer to the Academy of Genesis. Cao Cao agrees, explaining that finishing more trials and increasing their levels will make entry to the Academy of Genesis easier. They all thank Lin Moyu for making this possible. Lin Moyu asks Yi if she has a cooldown talisman, and she confirms that she does. Cao Cao and the others are shocked as they realize Lin Moyu plans to reset the dungeon's cooldown timer to clear it again. Catastrophic Necromancer Chapter 20. As Lin Moyu and his team teleport out of the dungeon, the White Country's team is surprised to see them out in less than an hour. They begin sniggering, believing Lin Moyu's team must have been unable to beat the monsters inside and retreated. The other people there try to console Lin Moyu, telling him it's okay if he couldn't beat the dungeon. Meanwhile, Jin is disappointed that Lin Moyu's team didn't die. Cao Cao raises her shield and tells her team to be careful, while Yi tells her to relax, noting they have Lin Moyu with them. Cao Cao suggests they carry out the plan they discussed earlier, and agreeing to this, Yi takes out the cooldown talisman. Using the talisman, they reset the cooldown, leaving the onlookers bewildered as only 2 enter at nightmare level. It seems only Lin Moyu and Yi went into the dungeon alone, and Miao Yu assures Cao Cao to trust in Lin Moyu's skills. Cao Cao agrees that even if it's a nightmare level, Lin Moyu is capable enough to clear it on his own. Meanwhile, Lin Moyu and Yi both teleport into the dungeon, as Yi says she didn't think Lin Moyu would help her level up like this. Yi explains that they can use the remaining cooldown of the talisman to clear the dungeon twice each. So she says they should clear the dungeon as fast as possible as Lin Moyu sends his skeletons forward to slay the monsters. Yi looks pleased as she receives loads of EXP. The two of them reach the serpent monster, which charges at them with its mouth wide open. Lin Moyu kills the serpent, and they reach the final boss in only 5 minutes. Yi says Lin Moyu is a lot more amazing than she thought, as Lin Moyu suggests they head to the queen's palace now. Once they reach the queen's palace, Lin Moyu sends the skeletons to attack the queen's guards. The skeletons kill all of the guards very quickly. With the guards all gone, the queen comes out of her palace. Yi gets behind Lin Moyu so as not to get enchanted by the queen like she did before. Yi points at the queen and tells Lin Moyu to go and destroy her. Lin Moyu uses the slow curse on the queen and then the corpse explosion on the dead guards' bodies. A massive explosion erupts, engulfing the queen in fire as she gives a loud scream. With this, the queen dies and Yi levels up. Looking excited, Yi says they should quickly go another round. Lin Moyu notes that when he first met Yi, she was level 19 and he was level 10, and now, after so long, Yi just leveled to 20. Lin Moyu and Yi exit the dungeon, and the gathered crowd thinks they didn't manage to kill a single monster, given they came out in just 10 minutes. Yi teases the people there, showing them her tongue as she clicks on the cooldown talisman. Cao Cao is surprised that Lin Moyu and Yi completed the dungeon in just 10 minutes. Lin Moyu and Yi once again enter the dungeon, and Yi suggests they try to clear this round faster than the last. 8 minutes and 58 seconds later, Yi cheers in joy after they defeat the queen. Lin Moyu says they should return now, and Yi smiles, eager to see the look on people's faces seeing them return so quickly. As Lin Moyu and Yi teleport outside the dungeon, people start to think they're wasting the cooldown talisman and returning without killing a single monster. Tao Tao asks Yi how it went and he tells her not to worry. At that moment, the people notice that the dungeon is starting to disappear and, shocked, ask why it's happening. It's unusual for the dungeon to disappear unless 3 merfolk tears are taken, and people realize Lin Moyu's team must have collected all 3 after entering the dungeon 3 times. Lin Moyu suggests his team should leave now, but the Y Country's team charges forward to not let Lin Moyu and his team escape with the merfolk tears. Most of the other teams side with the Y Country team, and since the dungeon has disappeared, they don't want Lin Moyu's team to take all the tears. Suddenly, an eerie feeling fills the air as all the people get silent. A guy from the Y Country's team stares at Lin Moyu and then summons 2 massive demonic beasts. Seeing the beasts, Tao Tao freezes in fear. Lin Moyu raises his hand, uses Soul Blaze, and sends an attack straight at one of the demonic beasts. The demonic beast begins growling in pain as the Soul Blaze hits its body. Seeing this, the summoner from the Y Country's team snarls his teeth in rage and shouts at Lin Moyu to die. With the divine summoning, the summoner summons 3 more divine demons. The summoner then commands the divine demons to go and crush Lin Moyu. The summoner mocks Lin Moyu's attack, saying they are feeble against his divine summons. Lin Moyu summons his skeletons in return, which charge towards the giant axe summon. The summoner is shocked, seeing his divine summon get one-shot by Lin Moyu's skeletons. Even Lin Moyu is startled, as he can't believe the divine summon is that weak. The summoner receives a backlash from a skeleton and spits blood, unable to believe all his summons got wiped out so easily. Lin Moyu's skeletons lunge forward while the summoner gets sent flying backward. Lin Moyu raises his hand and commands the skeletons to advance. The summoner's eyes bulge and he screams in rage, shouting at his only remaining summon to run faster while riding on its shoulder. The people there note that Lin Moyu's skeletons are really powerful, having managed to kill the divine summons so easily. The summoner thinks Lin Moyu must have awakened his innate state, strengthening the Shanxia Empire, and decides to return and report this to his country. Lin Moyu stands at the front, with his skeletons standing behind him. The remaining summoners from Y Country stare at Lin Moyu's skeletons. One of them turns around in fear, says he won't fight back, and starts running away. Following this man, the others also run after him, not wanting to die. The good guys who weren't against Lin Moyu all laugh, seeing the Y Country's team fleeing away. They begin to wonder who Lin Moyu might be, and seeing him single-handedly kill the divine summons, they are very impressed. Only Jin looks pissed and grits his teeth in rage as he regrets leaving Lin Moyu's team earlier. But he tells himself it's not his fault and blames Lin Moyu, deciding to pay him back tenfold. Tao Tao announces that the trial is completed and they will head back. With this, the tower teleports the team back to the academy. Back in a classroom of their academy, Yi is resting on the desk, looking very tired, while Tao Tao thanks Lin Moyu for making the trial easier. Yi tells Tao Tao not to be formal with Lin Moyu, and says that although Lin Moyu doesn't talk much, he's a good person. Tao Tao teases Yi for always speaking up for Lin Moyu. The watch on Lin Moyu's hand gives a beep, and Lin Moyu finds out that Bai has sent him a message asking him to come to the academic affairs office. Lin Moyu goes to the office as asked, and Bai says he watched the trial's recording and praises Lin Moyu for doing well. Bai asks Lin Moyu if he knows what the mermaid's tear is used for, and Lin Moyu says he doesn't. Bai explains that the tear is an item that affects the success rate in awakening an innate talent during their second class transitioning at level 40. Bai says it's good Lin Moyu managed to obtain the mermaid's tears and agrees to grant Lin Moyu any reward he wants. Lin Moyu, who wasn't able to find his sister's info at the administrative office, decides to ask Bai about this. When Lin Moyu asks Bai for help in finding someone, Bai claims he knew Lin Moyu would ask and informs him that his sister joined the Chuangshan Academy at the beginning of the year, with her information being confidential. Hearing the Chuangshan Academy's name, Lin Moyu recalls Jing Tao's dream to attend and remembers that Yi and Shui had encouraged him to join if he had the chance. But Lin Moyu hadn't expected his sister to join the Chuangshan Academy and believes it must have been nearly half a year since she joined. Bai says he's bound by rules not to reveal information about Lin Moyu's sister and points out that Lin Moyu must join the academy to talk to her. Bai then sends Lin Moyu the requirements for joining the Chuangshan Academy. Bai also mentions that since he didn't reveal Lin Moyu's sister's information, Lin Moyu can ask for another reward. Lin Moyu asks for a cooldown amulet. Bai laughs, saying it's expected of Lin Moyu to want the item, but since it's very rare, Lin Moyu has to complete another task to obtain it. Lin Moyu agrees to do the task. Bai says that Lin Moyu has to be level 20 to take the task and suggests he go to the Academy's instance dungeon hall for fast leveling. With this, Bai hands over a teleportation stone to Lin Moyu, which will take him to the instance dungeon hall. Lin Moyu mutters teleport while holding onto the stone, seeing which Bai is surprised to see Lin Moyu want to grind his levels right away. Lin Moyu is transported to the instance hall of Xia Jing Academy and, looking around in awe, sees the place crowded with numerous dungeon entrances along every wall. Catastrophic Necromancer Chapter 22. Lin Moyu sees that he needs to be level 30 or above to enter the Creation Seminary, meaning his sister must have reached that level in just 3 to 4 months after enrolling at Xia Jing Academy. After reaching level 30, one will have to pass the level 30 dungeon in Hell difficulty and also get 1000 contribution points. A girl asks for Lin Moyu's attention from behind. Lin Moyu turns around to find a girl asking him if it's his first time there. She introduces herself as Shuhan and offers to introduce Lin Moyu to the dungeons there. Lin Moyu asks how many points that will cost, and Shuhan says 100 points will be enough. So Lin Moyu transfers her 100 points, and she happily thanks Lin Moyu. Shuhan begins explaining that there are 2 dungeons below level 20, 18 dungeons between levels 20 and 30 dungeons between levels 30 and 40. Shuhan also points out that there are 52 dungeons at levels 40 to 70, plus 2 large dungeons for more than 40 people each, and 1 dungeon for over 100 people. Shuhan adds that each dungeon has its respective clearing records, and setting a new record will result in more rewards. The place Lin Moyu and Shuhan are gathered is the Task and Team Recruitment Center, where one can complete tasks and earn points or recruit teammates. Explaining all this, Shuhan asks Lin Moyu if he has any questions, and Lin Moyu asks how he can get contribution points. Shuhan says that one can earn points by participating in trials organized by the Academy and completing their tasks. Lin Moyu needs 1000 contribution points to enter the Creation Seminary but sees that the highest reward for a task is just 10 points, with most tasks giving only 2 to 3 points. Shuhan claims that earning points is difficult because tasks are quickly completed by others as soon as they are issued. At that moment, Lin Moyu receives 50 contribution points. Hearing Lin Moyu receive so many points at once, the others around him believe he must be joking. Lin Moyu thanks Shuhan for the explanation, and Shuhan asks if he is looking for a party to enter a dungeon. Lin Moyu places his hand on a round crystal, selects the mutated forest dungeon, notes that no one has broken the record in 3 years, and declares he will be the one to do it. He chooses nightmare difficulty for the dungeon as well. Seeing Lin Moyu choose the mutated forest dungeon, the others find out Lin Moyu is someone below level 20. Lin Moyu is teleported to the mutated forest dungeon where he wonders how much EXP he will receive after clearing it. After killing the ordinary monsters, Lin Moyu doesn't get much EXP, so he decides to head straight to the boss to save time. After a while, Lin Moyu arrives at the boss's lair. The boss is a mutated dragon level 19 turtle with very high physique. Lin Moyu sends his skeletons at the boss. As the skeletons lunge at it, the boss activates super defense. Lin Moyu notices that the turtle's shell is tough, so his skeletons aren't doing much damage. He decides to use the Soul Blaze skill to finish off the boss quickly. Hit by the Soul Blaze, the boss gets shot a few feet into the air and then flipped around. The skeletons use the Rake Strike skill to attack the fleshy side of the boss. With this, the boss gets defeated. Lin Moyu notes that he received about 35% EXP altogether and believes he can reach level 18 after one more clear. Meanwhile, in the instance hall, a bell begins to ring, and people realize someone must have set a new record. The info that Lin Moyu solo cleared the mutated forest dungeon in 35 minutes is shown to everyone, and they are all surprised. Once Lin Moyu teleports out of the dungeon, he receives 1000 points and 5 contribution points as a reward. Lin Moyu gets ready to clear another dungeon, and seeing him do this, the people are very much astonished. Lin Moyu wants to go to the Spider Nest, a level 20 dungeon, but sees its requirements are level 18 to 21, and since he is level 17, he realizes he will have to clear one round of the mutated forest again. Seeing Lin Moyu return back, the people are even more amazed. 30 minutes later, Lin Moyu exits the mutated forest after reaching level 18. To everyone's astonishment, Lin Moyu seems to have set another record by beating the dungeon in 18 minutes. Now everyone begins to wonder who Lin Moyu is and where he came from, and they wonder if he will also break the record of the Spider Nest. Lin Moyu sees that the record for the Spider Nest is 1 hour and 12 minutes. He looks forward to beating this record for the contribution points as he selects the Nightmare level difficulty. Catastrophic Necromancer Chapter 23. Lin Moyu enters the Spider Nest and the first thing he notices is that it's very dark. He raises his hand and summons the Soul Flame to help him see the surroundings. As he looks around, Lin Moyu finds it similar to a maze, and he decides to use the skeletons to find his way around. Analyzing the map traced by the skeletons, he sees that there are countless paths. He looks up at the ceiling and notices a small level 18 spider. Deciding to try his skill, Lin Moyu sets the small spiders ablaze with the Soul Blaze attack. In a single wave, Lin Moyu manages to kill around 100 spiders, receiving 500 EXP for each one killed, and thinks this place would be nice for farming EXP. When Lin Moyu turns around, he sees that one of his skeletons is covered in small spiders, all gnawing at its bones. Lin Moyu tries to make the skeleton return, but it fails, and he is surprised to learn he can't call the skeletons back. So he uses the corpse explosion on his skeleton to burn away the spiders, receiving loads of EXP in return. Realizing this place is perfect for farming EXP, Lin Moyu decides to send all 108 of his skeletons in groups of 10 to avoid being overwhelmed by spiders. A while later, Lin Moyu finally comes face to face with the level 21 Spider King. Lin Moyu points out that the Spider King likes fighting one with many and declares it's his turn now. Meanwhile, back in the instance hall, Shuhan asks if Lin Moyu will be able to solo the spider nest, and a guy notes that it's been 1 hour already, so Lin Moyu won't break the record of 1 hour and 12 minutes. Inside the spider nest, after defeating the Spider King, Lin Moyu's experience increases by 80%, but it has taken 1 hour and 32 minutes, so he decides to return back and beat the record. Shuhan begins to get concerned for Lin Moyu, seeing him not return despite this long. At that very moment, Lin Moyu teleports out of the dungeon, and seeing him, Shuhan gets relieved and asks Lin Moyu if he cleared the dungeon. Lin Moyu tells Shuhan that he cleared the dungeon. Hearing this, Shuhan is surprised because the highest record was set by a group of 5, and Lin Moyu alone nearly beat it. Shuhan also notices Lin Moyu looks carefree, as if clearing the dungeon was a piece of cake for him. Lin Moyu asks Shuhan which dungeon offers the highest experience, and Shuhan replies that the spider nest is the best for experience among dungeons below level 25. Lin Moyu knows the spider nest is best for EXP but costs 40 points to reset its cooldown, as he uses the points to reset it. Lin Moyu asks Shuhan if there are any dungeons with high experience and a fast clear time. After thinking a bit, Shuhan points to a dungeon behind Lin Moyu and suggests he team up with others to go to the Tyrant Desert Large Dungeon. Shuhan explains that despite being a level 25 dungeon, level 20s can enter it because one can form a team of 40 people. Hearing it's a large dungeon, Lin Moyu wonders if he can solo it. Lin Moyu turns around, thanking Shuhan, and Shuhan realizes Lin Moyu is about to enter the spider nest again. Lin Moyu points out that he wants all the EXP he can get from the spider nest. Meanwhile, in the observation room, Bai and other important people are watching Lin Moyu's trial earlier. Meng Anwen, the old man, expresses surprise at one person solo taking all 3 merfolk tiers, while Hongshan points out the reactions of the White Country people. Meng Anwen tries to ask about Lin Moyu's talent, but Bai says he doesn't know how many times Lin Moyu's talent has enhanced. Anwen claims that Lin Moyu is a very good child, and Bai agrees, noting that Lin Moyu's future is very promising. Bai reveals that Anwen still favors Lin Moyu's sister and is positive he might take in Lin Moyu as well. Anwen predicts 2 future stars for humanity, while Hongshan is sure Lin Moyu will become a one-man army capable of facing 1,000. Back in the dungeon, Lin Moyu has cleared the spider nest, gained 70% experience, and hopes he has broken the record this time. Outside in the instance hall, the bell begins ringing once again, and the people realize Lin Moyu must have beaten another record. Jin tells everyone that Lin Moyu is not talented but just lucky, prompting another guy to ask why he says that. Jin gives a thumbs down and says Lin Moyu is an ordinary examinee and he might have gotten some powerful treasures from Bai. Shuhan shouts that Lin Moyu's ordinary background doesn't mean he can't beat records, while another person asks Jin if he has proof to slander Lin Moyu. At that moment, Lin Moyu walks out, and he seems to have set the new record of clearing the dungeon in just 47 minutes. Lin Moyu notices Jin, who tells him to stop pretending and admit that his success is due to God Bai's support. Lin Moyu's anger reaches its limit, and he says he has endured enough from Jin, summoning a skeleton behind him. Scared but trying to act tough, Jin declares he isn't scared of Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu calms down, turns away from Jin, and decides that fighting him would waste time as he aims to reach level 20 today. Catastrophic Necromancer Chapter 24. Lin Moyu enters the spider nest again, certain he will level up after clearing this round. With the Spider King's death, Lin Moyu reaches level 20, and all his stats increase. His summoning skill also levels up and his skeletons upgrade to silver grade. Lin Moyu summons the upgraded skeleton and realizes it takes 500 spirit to summon one. Analyzing the skeleton, Lin Moyu finds its overall stats equivalent to a dungeon boss with its level increased as well. Lin Moyu then decides to change his equipment, selling off the silver grade equipment to buy some skill scrolls. Exiting the dungeon, Lin Moyu receives admiration from people marveling at him leveling up and setting a new record. Lin Moyu heads to a trader, putting all his equipment on the table and asking the trader to sell them and buy beginner-level scrolls. The trader agrees and asks Lin Moyu why he is selling all these items instead of using them. Lin Moyu explains that he needs equipment, but not these silver-grade ones, as they are not as good as his talents. The trader mentions they also have good equipment that can be bought with points, and Lin Moyu asks to see them. The trader takes Lin Moyu to a large room full of equipment and tells him to look around while he sells Lin Moyu's silver-grade equipment. Lin Moyu inspects a spirit longsword costing 3,000 points and finds out it's part of the spirit set. Lin Moyu agrees that the equipment is good, but the prices are very high, making it unaffordable for new students. Lin Moyu examines some spirit robes and spirit rings, finding that using these sets can increase spirit by 800, but he doesn't find it that good. At that moment, Lin Moyu hears some men talking about a broken weapon costing 50,000 points nearby. Lin Moyu is surprised to hear it's that expensive and thinks only a handful of people in the academy might be able to afford it. The weapon is the Donatus sickle, part of the Death Spirit set. Lin Moyu learns that the sickle can summon a hero general, and he notes that his skeletons need a new leader. He grabs the sickle and points out that, despite lacking attributes and seeming useless, it can absorb abyss demon souls for upgrading. Lin Moyu decides to buy the Donatus sickle. Lin Moyu tells the trader he wants the sickle, prompting the trader to ask if he is sure, as it's expensive. When the trader inserts the card into the machine, he is shocked to see Lin Moyu has 130,000 total points. As Lin Moyu walks away with the sickle, the trader claims he never imagined someone would buy it, as it had been in the center for way too long. Lin Moyu returns to his room, drops all the scrolls on the table, hoping to get at least some new skills from them, and begins opening them. The first skill he receives is Skeleton Armor, which provides armor to skeletons, and Lin Moyu thinks it's a good skill as it can also protect him. Lin Moyu raises his hand and produces swirling blue energy around him. The energy transforms into a skeleton-like spinal cord of a monster. Lin Moyu reaches out to grab another scroll and opens it. He then raises his hand and summons a dark iron-grade skeleton mage, whose spirit is very high, just like his. Lin Moyu notes that now his skeletons can attack from a distance as well. The next morning, Lin Moyu wakes up to find all his spirit fully recovered and decides to ask God Bai for the task. Lin Moyu goes to Bai and tells him he is level 20 and asks about the task. Bai is shocked that Lin Moyu has reached level 20 in just one day, believing Lin Moyu's speed is faster than his own. Bai tells Lin Moyu that the task is simple. Lin Moyu needs to help him get something. Bai explains that there is a large dungeon called Tyrant Desert in the dungeon hall, and Lin Moyu's task is to retrieve the Tyrant Heart from inside. Bai promises to help Lin Moyu get a beginner cooldown talisman if he successfully brings back the Tyrant Heart within 3 days. Bai points out that the cooldown of some top-level dungeons can even reach a month, so the cooldown talisman is useful. Bai also promises to teach Lin Moyu how to upgrade a beginner cooldown talisman to an advanced one if he completes the task. Lin Moyu promises to bring the Tyrant Heart as Bai explains he is giving him 3 days due to the school's opening ceremony. Once Lin Moyu leaves, Anwen peers through a door and asks Bai if he is satisfied with Lin Moyu. Bai responds that he is more than satisfied. Anwen believes Lin Moyu's personality will lead him to solo the dungeon and reminds Bai of when he entered the dungeon at level 30 and returned empty-handed.